Hey everybody, welcome back to Gamnesia After Dark. Now it's been a while since our first episode, but my hope is that now that we kind of have things figured out a little bit more, that we'll start doing these a bit more frequently. I'm Stephen Rollins, I'm one of the writers here at Gamnesia, and I'm joined today by two very lovely guests, if you'd like to introduce yourselves.
I guess I'll go first. Hi, I'm Tessie. I'm kind of a writer here, but I also am involved with the streaming. I stream every Saturday at 12 on the Gamnesia Twitch stream, so come hang out with me sometime. I'm super fun, I promise.
Alright, and I'm Mark. I'm a relatively newer writer here at Gamnesia, started around April, and I'm fun and amazing and super and also very hot. I swear.
Mark has more going than I do. Wow.
Take that.
Envious.
Wow. Alright, well, for our listeners and staff here in the United States, it's almost Thanksgiving. We're recording this the Saturday prior.
So this will get out in December, right?
Yeah, right.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm Canadian. We had Thanksgiving already.
Well, Canada is
You guys are
generally
weird.
ahead of America in most ways, so that's probably fitting.
It works. It definitely does work. But yeah, I don't know why you guys thought the Pilgrims came to you in November, and then all of a sudden, hey, we're gonna spend the entire day together as a family, and then on Friday we're gonna go split up and go to a mall and spend lots of money. I don't understand that concept at all.
Yeah, I don't either.
I could never do Black Friday, which would be a good segue into a topic, the Black Friday deals, if you want to jump ahead.
Yeah, so I was going to say, just Thanksgiving being one of the more major family holidays, I think we're going to take today and kind of reminisce about some of our favorite gaming memories with family and friends. But yeah, before we get into that, there's been some pretty big, exciting news happening lately. I think maybe doing a very brief overcap of some of the more major things recently would be pretty exciting to get into. Yesterday, to start off here, Adi Shankar, the executive producer of the Netflix Castlevania series, which, by the way, is absolutely fantastic. If you have not seen it,
It's great. I love it.
go do it.
It's really good. Go do it, guys. Stop it now. Stop us now. Just don't even bother with us. Just stop us.
No.
And go. Go.
No,
to
they'll
Netflix.
forget to come back. No. In fact, go through all of our backlog of Gamnesia After Dark and Nintendo Week and Switched On, and in fact, just keep reading Gamnesia stuff. Do it. Just do it.
Castlevania is life, guys. Don't listen to these two. Just go. Just go.
Oh my god, we're trying to advertise our website. Damn it.
So yesterday he was teasing some pretty big news that was announced yesterday afternoon, early evening, depending on when you want to look at it. But he announced that he is going to be working on a new animated series based on Devil May Cry.
Oh yeah.
Woo! Which is actually really exciting, because if everybody remembers, back in the day, there was a Devil May Cry anime that I think came out at the end of, I think it was Devil May Cry 3 that the anime came out around. I might be wrong. Somebody in the comments just please, look it up. But I remember the anime wasn't that great. It was really, it was a flop. I don't remember it being interesting or good. I just remember, the opening sequence being, super awesome. But other than that, that's all I really remember from it.
And I'll admit that, my Devil May Cry knowledge is very limited. I know his cameos in Beautiful Joe, and I know that Dante and Trish were in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And I know that Dante is really hot. But other than that,
Yes.
It's just blank for me. So I think this would be an opportunity for me to actually get into the series.
No, I'm in the same boat. I've only played a little bit of Devil May Cry 4, so I'm very excited to see how this will come about and try and get into that universe a bit more. Especially given recent backlash over the more recent game.
Yeah. If I recall, like, a lot of people didn't... I was part of, like, a Devil May Cry, like, fan forum back in the day, and I remember, like, a lot of people didn't like 4 as much. I remember, like, 1 and 3 were, like, the big ones, and 2, like, nobody spoke about 2, like, ever. It was, like, super taboo. Nobody liked 2 as much.
I just remember, like, back when G4 was a thing, they would talk about Devil May Cry 2 as if it was the plague.
Yep.
And, like, you'd see, like, clips of it, and they're, like, just trying to look away and avoid it. Morgan Webb just trying to shoot at Dante because of, remember her? Remember Diane Mizoda?
Oh, now I feel old.
I'm so old, man.
Yeah, all these, like, little Gen Z kids are gonna listen to us thinking, are these old-timey actors from the silver screen?
Absolutely.
Nah. But, it's so weird, though, that you say, like, back in the heyday, when only 2 of the games in the Devil May Cry series are beloved.
I mean, like, 1 and 3 for me were the absolute standouts. Absolute, like, especially 3. 3 was so good because we got not only Dante, we got Virgil. And I loved Virgil. I loved his story. Like, I love that they're brothers. I love that they're fighting. I love that... the game was just so good. I love the combat system. And it's... I feel like 4 felt really empty. And it kind of, like, there was, like, a little bit of leeway into, like, the fact that, like, Nero was tied to Dante and Virgil somehow. Like, everybody, like, fan theorized that Nero was Virgil's son and all that fun stuff. And I feel like there hasn't been much more given to us since 3. And I would love to see the series come back with a whole bang. Like a huge bang of good things and stuff.
Yeah, because they're guns.
Yes.
Sorry.
That was... We need Jeff. Where's Jeff?
Oh, no. I was switched on with Jeff, and, like, it was just non-stop puns. I couldn't handle it.
All the time.
I am very much looking forward to the day I'm on a podcast with Jeff. Actually, no, I was. I think... Yeah, I think I was. The one with... No, that was Adam. Never mind.
There were like 3 episodes. How do you forget already?
Because that was so long ago.
Were they, though? They were just like last week. Steven has the memory of a goldfish. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, back to the Devil May Cry series. One thing I found really interesting is that it's actually going to be set in the same multiverse as Castlevania, and he even went so far as to call it the bootleg multiverse. So I wonder if there's going to be some like legitimate crossover potential there, and if this is really going to be, a thing. Is he trying to go like a Marvel Cinematic Universe direction with it and bring in all these different franchises and maybe lead up to some sort of collaboration between many of these things?
I would love that. Like, as much as I poo-poo cinematic universes, like how, like, Universal tried to do that dark universe, cinematic universe nonsense with the horror movies, I still love this idea. It's like when I went to see, like, Meg previews for the Meg, and I was like, yay, Shark Big! It's like, I feel like an idiot, but I love it. And so just the idea of these kind of crossover between these series is that I didn't really have any interest in before the animes, or cartoons rather, because they're not Japanese. It's just getting me into video games again. It's getting me into this like series I was never into, and I just love the idea of crossovers. I like big things like this. I like spectacle. I like weird flamboyance. And this also brings in the question, like, will they add a 3rd or a 4th series to this cinematic universe?
Watch it be like The Legend of Zelda.
Oh, God.
I think the most realistic one that we could expect is Bayonetta.
Oh.
That would be, because if I recall, Bayonetta is made by the same people who did Devil May Cry. So that would actually be in the realm of possibilities for them to do. Yeah,
but, like, the fact is that, like, Konami and Capcom are in on this, which means that anyone could get on this. We could actually get, like... like, Paula Deen could get a show in the cinematic universe. Who knows? She's back!
Oh, God. That would be really good. That would be interesting. I would watch that, I think.
Terrible. Yeah, and so, like, just the idea of, like, this big video game cinematic universe at the same time where Nintendo's getting into movies, like with the Mario movie and the Detective Pikachu movie, I wouldn't say a renaissance. We're not in a renaissance. But I think we're getting to the point where a lot of video game companies realize they need to branch out, and I kind of like that.
Unfortunately, with like the whole like video game movie, we haven't had like a good video game movie except for like the 1980s Super Mario Bros. Movie. Everybody loves that. No, it can do no wrong.
Bob Hoskins, hell yeah.
I think I think the video game industry needs to actually pull on like some good writers for the movies that they want to produce, because isn't like Koijima like collaborating with some like big guy right now, like director?
Del Toro, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Del Toro, to do a Metal Gear Solid movie.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Death Stranding.
Oh, I mean, besides Death Stranding, I think I like read somewhere not too long ago that he was doing something like that where he's trying to branch out and make like a Metal Gear Solid movie.
That would be really interesting for him to do, given his nature with Konami and all the struggles that he went through with them, but
God, I feel so terrible as a games journalist, but I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I might be wrong. I might have misread. I normally do that, so that might be a thing.
At this point, I think the best we can hope for is a pachinko game for Metal Gear Solid. I think it's dead. I think that Konami killed it.
I think I think Konami killed like a lot of their franchises.
What? No. You mean to tell me that Bomberman being the only game that's come out from them in the past, like, I don't know, decade, means that they're dead?
Might be.
What?
What?
Oh no.
Oh no. What are we gonna do? Oh no.
In the words of Jim Sterling, fuck Konami.
Probably go over to Capcom. Oh wait, they also suck. And at least we still have Sega. Oh wait.
I mean, Sega's kind of making a comeback.
Oh yeah, they have Atlas now, so they're good.
Oh yeah,
they're set.
They're fine. They're gonna be okay. We're counting on you, Sega. Don't fuck this up.
And maybe Sonic can get on a cinematic universe. Imagine Shadow the Hedgehog with Dante. That's a match made in heaven. Am I right?
All the furries would be so happy.
Yeah, imagine they could get Jim Carrey to play Eggman.
Oh,
right, I
that's
forgot
a
that's
thing.
happening.
Oh my god.
That's like the best and worst casting choice at the same time. Do you ever feel that?
I kind of feel like Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu, Detective Pikachu, we're gonna see it in Deadpool at some point or another. In Deadpool 3, he's gonna bring up the fact that he played Pikachu. And Nintendo's gonna be so upset about it. I guarantee it.
Oh god. That's like a fight we don't need to see. Nintendo versus Disney.
Oh god.
Unless Mickey Mouse gets in on this Devil May Cry nonsense too. Sora, watch out! It's the heart!
That was good. That was really good. Also, props to you on your Mickey Mouse impression.
Thank you. I remember it from a long time ago when I went to Disney World. It was bad. Hey kids! Keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times!
Oh my god. Now, I've never been to a Disney World, but, like, with that voice now, I'm just gonna imagine, like, somebody, like, Mickey hiding somewhere on, like, the ride, and just dropping down and killing somebody, like, super, like, stealth-like. And then, like, you get off the ride, and there's, like, one guy just sitting in the back, and there's, like, blood everywhere, and nobody knows what happened.
Oh, Myra Shinderu!
Oh my god.
Bad.
Welcome to Gamnesia After Dark, where anything can happen.
Hell yeah. Hey, you know that Mickey and Minnie, their voice actors used to be married, right? So, like, just imagine, like, late at night, the two of them in bed, and suddenly it's just like...
Okay.
That reminds me of a Family Guy thing. They, I think Brian and Stewie were, like, renovating a house. And something about, like, the walls, and you could hear the mice going at it in the walls. And it was exactly like the Mickey Mouse voice. I was like, oh no, my childhood.
Oh, way to go, Seth MacFarlane. Way to scar us for life. Also, and Family Guy.
And now Disney owns them, too.
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because maybe they'll finally shut down Family Guy, and Seth MacFarlane can work on American Dad like he's wanted to this entire time.
What? No, you're telling me that Family Guy's bad now? What?
Oh my god, it's like The Simpsons.
Tragic.
And what's the next thing we need to talk about?
In conclusion, Devil May Cry anime. That'd be cool, yeah.
Yeah, we don't know anything else right now, as far as network or anything like that goes, but definitely stay tuned. If Castlevania is anything to go off of, I think this is going to be absolutely fantastic. Very much looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, I am too. I'm honestly excited. I hope we get to see Trish and... I think her name is Lady. I can't remember her name. It's been so long since I played the games.
Yeah, Lady. The one that looks like that chick from Tattoo.
Yeah, her.
Oh, the thing she said. Oh, the thing she said.
Yeah, that one. Thank you. Excuse me, I'm gonna just go listen to 90 musics now. Bye.
Oh yeah, we're gonna show our age again. Talking about all this, like, nonsense early 2000s music. Hey, kids, remember Evanescence?
Hey, I still listen to Evanescence.
I mean, same.
I kind of do, like, every now and again, but I have to be, like, in, like, this really emo mood, or I have to be, like, super, super drunk.
Oh, yeah, just light some candles, go in the bathtub, and listen to My Immortal.
So Mark's plans for Friday are all sorted.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
Sounds like a pretty great night to me.
It's every Friday for me, haha!
Moving on to the other, like, really big news, we recently found out that Sony is actually going to skip out on E3 2019 completely. No conference, no booth on the show floor, nothing.
Did they actually give, like, a reason as to why they're not gonna be doing that?
They didn't, and when I was looking this up a few days ago, because I was one who wrote the article, #plugging myself, most people theorized that it could either be them prepping for the PlayStation 5, or them realizing that they don't have any AAA games that they haven't revealed already. And so going to E3 and presenting new trailers for old games wouldn't really be what they want to do. I mean, they're not Square Enix.
It's not the Sony way to do it.
Might be a Square way, but not the Sony way. Hey kids, you want to see a Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer with old worlds being revealed? No. And so, like, I'm kind of shocked by this news, because Sony is basically one of the big three, because they actually have consoles. So this could be very, very, very bad for E3 as a conference, especially since a lot of their competitors have gone off-site. Like, Microsoft did theirs in a different press conference area last year. Nintendo's been doing directs for the past few years. They haven't, like, left the conference at all, because they still have demos and stuff, but Sony's not going to have demos. And that's... I'm not going to say it's a shot in the foot for Sony, but it's not a shot in the foot.
I mean, it's not good for them. It's not what they need, but I think, like, Sony's a big enough competitor that they don't have to show up, but I feel like they just kind of show up because everybody expects them to. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, it's kind of like a proper thing to do, I guess. Sort of like when you're invited to a baptism and you have to go, but then you're not invited, and so you curse the child for, to die at age 16, and then you dramatically leave in a puff of green fire.
And then you have, like, a whole movie to, like, rectify yourself and try to save the child, but
it doesn't work out because the movie's very bad.
Yeah, exactly. Maleficent sucked, for those of you who haven't watched it.
For those who haven't caught on, we're talking about Maleficent.
Yeah, it really sucks. It's really bad. Don't watch it. But back to the Sony thing. Like, I'm kind of surprised that they would pull something like this, but at the same time, I'm not.
Well, it kind of makes sense, in a sense, because I think they also canceled their PlayStation Experience this year as well.
They did, yeah.
So, I mean, that would seem to indicate that they just don't have anything, or, as you said, are really gearing up for the PS5, which there have been rumors about for a while. Things keep popping up indicating that it's in development and will be here, within the next couple years. So it could just be that they between focusing on the games they announced last year and trying to make sure their PS5 stuff is in order, I think it makes a lot of sense for them not to go.
Yeah, like, what games do they have out now that not have... what games have they revealed but not even have a release date yet? Because Death Stranding, that's not... They don't have a release date for that yet, do they?
No, yeah, like, nobody has... Like, Kojima probably doesn't have, like, a release date for Death Stranding.
We barely have gameplay footage of that blanking game. For all we know, it's a cooking simulator.
This is what happens when you give, people a blank check a blank check and just tell them to go have fun.
It's gonna be like PT, where like you get to the end of the game and like a title screen comes up and it just says Skyrim.
Oh god, Skyrim 7 in collaboration with Koijima.
You wake up on a cart and a sexy fish man says, "Hey, you're finally awake."
What mods have you been playing?
I think we're also still waiting on release dates for The Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima.
I thought I remember I thought they gave a release date for The Last of Us 2, but I might be wrong. I'm wrong about a lot of things. Get used to it, people.
Well, they gave us a release date for Kingdom Hearts 3, and look how that turned out. It's coming in 2018, guys. That's right, 2019.
Wait until January rolls around, and then we're just gonna get E3 2019, and then we're just gonna get a bunch of trailers, and then they're just all 2020, guys. You have to wait until then.
Oh god.
Or they would get to E3 and just be like, oh yeah, and by the way, it's available right now. Just no prior warning, nothing.
They're gonna Beyonce it.
Gonna Beyonce it. Oh my god.
So while Sony is skipping out entirely, Nintendo and Microsoft have since come out and said that they will both still be there. So on Nintendo's side, Reggie said, E3 is an outstanding opportunity for us to share new games and experiences with fans and business partners from across the globe. Every year, we discuss what will be the best way for us to take advantage of the next E3 show in order to bring smiles to people's faces.
Oh, that's a big old that's a big old business way of saying fuck you, Sony. I love it. Go, Reggie. My body is ready for this hashtag shade and hashtag drama.
And then meanwhile, Phil Spencer from Xbox said, E3 is an incredible platform to showcase the vibrancy and creativity of the video game industry. The ESA continues to expand the event's reach to fans and the industry, both in attendance and online, and we look forward to what's ahead at E3 2019.
I just hear money being shoved into Microsoft's face with that quote. Did anybody else hear that? The sound of crumpling paper going into a mouth?
No, that was me.
Okay, that was just...
So Nintendo and Microsoft doubling down on E3. They're still going to be there. We can expect that Nintendo is going to do their traditional online presentation at this point. I imagine Microsoft's going to be doing their traditional conference. So I don't know. I mean, that to me seems more like that Sony's decision to skip out isn't criticism against E3. It's just a Sony specific. We don't need.
We have nothing.
Right.
We have nothing.
Maybe they were so embarrassed by how weird and Bjorky their conference was last year that next year they're just not even gonna bother trying.
I mean, that's always. Wait, what? Didn't they move around from 10 to 10 last year?
Did they move around from 10 to? God, this weird nonsense. Why are they making gamers go outside?
Because have you seen us? We're pale and pasty and need some vitamin D.
I don't need vitamin D.
I know you know. Neither do I, but that's besides the point here. I think they were trying to get a feel because The Last of Us was I believe their big reveal, and The Last of Us happens, guess what, outside a lot, so it would make sense to have it in a tent outside, especially that's where their people and or things were dancing and we were watching lesbians make out. It was a good time. I was also
but when Nintendo revealed Super Mario Galaxy, they didn't have the press conference on Mars.
I mean, we all wanted it to be on Mars. We just don't have the technology. Sony's in the here and now, and they understand that. Why have it indoors when we can have it outside?
But bugs.
So never take Mark camping, ever.
Oh god, if you take me camping, I will die. I'll find a way to die. There's gonna be a bear, a mile away from me, and it'll still kill me.
Okay, so never let him play Red Dead Redemption, ever.
Oh god, I can't play Red Dead Redemption anyway. But that's a topic for another day. Anyway, Sony, not a great idea in my opinion. I think that they should just have new games to show off. But you know what? Sometimes you don't. Hey, you know what what's that game people are always talking about that hasn't been talked about recently and could always go for an E3 trailer? Was it Final something Fantasy? Was it the 7th one?
Oh, right. You mean the one with that spiky haired emo asshole and The guy with the gun arm, and then like the chick with like the huge tits. I'm trying to remember her name.
The Avengers, that's it.
Yes, that one. There we go.
Oh,
Jesus. So not only is Sony dropping out, this confirms basically another year of no Final Fantasy VII information. Wow. This sucks.
Doesn't Square Enix own the Final Fantasy series?
I mean, they do, but like...
But don't they have, like, their own conference?
I mean, I think they've got, like, a mini one.
Why would they need Sony, then? They do their own conferences.
Well,
they
do their own conferences, and look what happened.
Square Enix.
They need someone's hand to hold them and say, girls, I think you need to start working on that game you talked about. No, the other one. No, the one people actually want. You mean the app game, right? You mean Mobius? You mean Grand Exvius? That one, right? No, not that one. Clearly we want another rhythm game. That's what we want.
Obviously, we need a Final Fantasy VII rhythm game where, like, if you hit, like, the right moves, you bring Aerith back to life. I just probably made, like, a bunch of people upset by saying that. I hear Steven just like, okay, we're never, ever inviting Tess back on here.
Yeah.
Talking to Ben.
Oh, no.
No, like, you said bring her back to life, and I just started hearing her theme song in my head, and now I'm all sad.
Aww, don't be sad.
Oh yeah, it goes like this. Do do do. Air horns, air horns, air horns. Do do do. Dubstep remix. Bangarang.
Oh,
yeah.
The only way to get through, like, the Microsoft. Oh my god.
Microtransactions.
Yeah, the microtrans. Yeah.
Same thing. Am I right, girls? Ugh. We should probably move on. We're like a half an hour in and we haven't even got to the main subject.
Yeah, we should definitely do that.
Sorry, everyone. I hope my terrible voice is interesting enough for you to hold on to this.
Well, on that note, with Thanksgiving next week, or this week by the time this gets out.
Last month.
After Thanksgiving, at least in the United States, comes Black Friday, and being a big shopping day for all your holiday shopping, just deals out the wazoo on TVs. And...
a celebration of decadent capitalism.
Absolutely.
And so, like always, the big three are joining in on the discounts. So I just wanted to highlight a couple of those real quick. Xbox, you can get $100 off an Xbox One X or Xbox One S console. They have their Xbox Live Gold and Game Pass memberships for a 1-month subscription is $1. And then there's a lot of digital game discounts for both the Xbox One and the 360. Meanwhile, PlayStation is offering a Spider-Man PS4 bundle for $200, which if I didn't already have a PS4, like, I would be very tempted to get that, because I've heard nothing but great things about Spider-Man.
That actually is a really, really good
That's
deal.
shockingly
For
good.
those who are Canadian, we don't have that same offer, unfortunately. Yeah, I actually did some looking up for the Canadian side of things, because I know that there are Canadians that are going to be listening, and they're going to be like, well, I want these. I don't want to go across the border into the US, because whoever wants to do that, especially on a long weekend, that is Black Friday, and the border is going to be busy. Unfortunately, we're not that generous. We're not that, popular or loved enough to get those sort of deals. However, we do have a couple of good deals with the Sony PlayStation VR. That is currently $230 or $2.
Oh, no.
I know, right?
They're teabagging you even more. That's like basically offering you a virtual boy.
I would want a virtual boy. What are you talking about? So
All right.
I mean, the virtual boys are.
You're allowed to be wrong.
Fight me, Mark. Do it right now.
All right, I'm just gonna cross the border and then
come to Quebec. Get lost.
Oh God, I can't speak French.
Okay, well, guess you're screwed. The cheapest one that I can find is $224, which has the Doom VR bundle, and that does not include the console. So, yay, fun! I'm so happy.
That's really bad.
And to make things worse, I think our dollar sucks right now. So, or it will when this episode airs. I don't know. Our dollar sucks most of the time.
When this episode airs in 8 years, I think your dollar is going to be fine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As soon as like Trump gets removed from power and Canada finally realizes that we're better than everybody, our dollar is going to be great. It's going to be fantastic.
Isn't your dollar called the loonie?
Yes, our dollar is called...
That is inherently inferior.
I mean, we named...
Like, you can teabag us all you want, but you're still called the loonie.
Yeah, but we call it a loonie because it has a loon on it.
That doesn't make it good, though.
I
There's an
mean-
explanation, but it's still a bad explanation.
I mean, it's pretty, it has a loon on it, and it's brown. Who doesn't love a brown loony?
Oh, I don't like the phrasing of that. Oh, I don't like it at all. Who doesn't like a brown loony? That sounds very gross.
Also, our $2 is called a toonie.
Well, my dollar has a blue-footed booby on it. Who doesn't like a booby?
Everybody loves a booby.
Yeah, I don't like boobies.
I'm talking about the birds, guys. Blue-footed boobies are the best, especially from that one Futurama episode. Anyways, we should get back onto the topic here.
Yeah, what's Nintendo giving us, besides disappointment?
Lots of disappointment. I mean, a lot of the deals, like, I actually looked it up on IGN. Sorry. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, we're not allowed to do that.
No, we're not. We're not allowed to.
Yeah, we didn't look up on IGN at all.
I mean, no, because I don't know. I'm not going to the US sites. I'm not having that black voodoo on my computer. I'm not having any of that.
Yeah, what's this IGN you're talking about?
Exactly. I have this IGN. So, like, I went there to take a look to see what Nintendo has. And apparently you guys are getting a really good deal with the Nintendo Switch for $2.99, and it's the Mario Kart 8 bundle.
Ooh.
So, yeah, get on that stuff. And you can get them at Walmart, Best Buy, and GameStop. People still use GameStop?
I still use GameStop.
You guys can also get the Super Mario Party plus Joy-Cons for $99. That is a good deal. And you can also get this on Amazon. This deal on Amazon as well. And Best Buy and GameStop are also having it. And for the games, you can get Bayonetta 2 for $39.99. Followed by Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for $35. Why do they keep putting out this game?
Because it's a good game.
Because this version has a new Kong in it. It's got a special Candy Kong mode, which just stands there and looks pretty.
Yay!
Can't wait for the Lanky Kong mode in the next system.
That's awesome. We'll be on to like the Nintendo ARMS or something like that. I don't know. What would be like the opposite of a Switch?
Stay put.
A what?
Don't switch, just stay there.
Okay, stay.
Nintendo, stay there.
The Nintendo stay. I was actually thinking about something along the lines of like Stand Still or something like that. Yeah, no. This game is going to be released for all eternity. Kirby Star Allies is also going for $35, and so is ARMS. You can get both at Walmart. Pokken Tournament DX for $35 as well, and if you do not have a Nintendo 2DS, the Super Mario Maker bundle is going for $79.99. And you can also get those at Walmart and Best Buy. And I guess they're selling a bunch of toys. So, anyways.
But what are the Amiibo deals?
Nothing. They have nothing for Amiibo.
Tragic. It's almost as if Amiibos aren't working.
Oh, guys, wait! The big one! The big one is on sale. The one that we all need to talk about. Farming Simulator on Nintendo Switch is on sale for $15 at Walmart. We need to go right now. We need to stop this podcast and we need to go get Farming Simulator right now.
You know, you joke about that, but like I looked at the Xbox deals and that's basically what they have.
Is it actually?
It's like, hey, you like Farming Sim and Disneyland Adventure? Well, come on over to Microsoft. Yeah, I mean, I like how Nintendo's pulling out the big guns for this, though. They actually have deals on games people want.
I mean, yeah, who doesn't want South Park The Fractured Butthole for $17? That's actually really good.
I can't tell you how much I laughed when that name was revealed.
It's a really good one. I'm not gonna lie. Like, good for them. Good for South Park for sticking to their guns.
I know, I felt like a 14-year-old when I was laughing at it, but I just couldn't stop. It was great.
So we talked about Xbox. I did the Canadian Sony side of things. Did you guys do the Sony side of things yet? You guys should talk about Sony.
Oh yeah, we talked about Sony, about the
aside from the Spider-Man bundle, and then they're doing the PSVR for $200 and discount on their PlayStation Plus stuff and digital game sales. Kind of very similar to Xbox.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel really underwhelmed by most of this stuff. But don't worry, guys. Keep your eyes out for the Steam sale, because honestly, that's the only sale that matters in life.
Yeah, you don't even have to leave your house for that one.
You don't. I mean, you could buy things on Amazon and wait 3 days, but why do that when you can just, unplug your credit card information into Steam and buy all the games you want and then cry because you're not going to play any of them.
Ugh.
Oof.
You're only going to play Stardew Valley for about 1,600 hours.
What?
Oh no.
What?
Yeah, hi, right here. Hi.
Oh god. That's longer than a lot of people live,
1,600 hours?
Well, yeah, I mean, sorry about SIDS, but oh jeez. 1,600 hours.
Are they just all dying off of the measles or some airborne disease that hasn't been discovered yet? Is that what's happening?
I'm not a scientist.
Well, Mark, you need to go out and you need to find the science, and you need to do that right now.
Oh god, that means I have to go outside and go to the Sony press conference with Bugs and Last of Us 2.
Don't forget the bears.
Oh great, bears. I already see enough bears in my everyday day-to-day. Anyway, about this nonsense with Black Friday. I think Nintendo gets about, I'd say a B+, Microsoft gets a C-, and I'd say Sony gets I'd say they also get a B+, because that Spider-Man bundle is pretty fucking good.
As a Canadian, everybody gets a fucking F. Think about us. Think about your northern neighbors for once, you guys.
Oh, I thought you were gonna give them all an A.
Take that and get out.
You piece of shit.
Get out.
Oh yeah, you hear that? Get out. Get out.
It's all about the house and the outs and the abouts and everything else. I don't know.
You ain't shit, Tessie.
I'm not your buddy guy.
Going oot and a boot on town.
Fight me. Anyways.
I love you guys.
We love you, Steven.
Mwah. Should we move on then?
We absolutely should.
I was going to say, those deals aren't just specific to Black Friday. Depending on the retailer and the company, they're going to be going on for most of the week, maybe a little bit into the following week. So check out those sites and those retailers for more detailed information on when those sales last. So, again, this is the Thanksgiving season. A lot of people tend to use Black Friday to spend time with their family and take trips to the mall or Walmart, all that fun stuff, but others like to relish in the memories of family dinners and just hanging out and just having fun with the people you care about. So this time of year is generally really good for calling up cheerful memories, whether they're holiday related or not. And so we wanted to take some time and share some of our fondest gaming memories with you all. So if anyone in particular wants to start, feel free.
I'll start. So I come from a giant family. We're Irish Catholic, which means that each of us has to have at least 2 kids. So yeah, I've got blanking probably 40 cousins. I lost count by last time. And a lot of us are pretty big gamers, and everyone in my immediate family is a big gamer, except for my sister Gina. So the other 5 of us are gaming. And even my mom sort of liked video games. And there was one time when Gina, my sister, was in kindergarten or something, and my mom really liked Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. One time, just once, my mom kind of was late to pick Gina up because she was playing Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. And so Gina started crying and having a hissy fit and screaming, "You love Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine more than me!" It's bad. It's very bad. But yeah, it's really good to have this giant family, because I always had someone to play video games with. My little brother was basically my shadow for so many years, and we always played Smash Brothers together. And I realized not many people have that. A lot of people have to play video games alone, and I never really had to deal with that because I always had like automatic friends because my family was so huge. Except my cousin's wife hated video games, I remember. And there's one time when me and my little brother and my cousins were playing Halo in like my cousin's basement during Thanksgiving. And when my cousin's wife's daughter pitter-pattered downstairs, my cousin's wife said, "Oh no, stop playing, she can't look at that, she can't play that." And so, the year after that, I taught my cousin's wife's daughter how to play Halo. I was thinking, oh, Kanita's gonna hate this. I'm gonna teach little Meredith how to play Halo. Hey, Meredith, shoot me off this stage with a gun. And a lot of you thinking, hey, why are you doing that, Mark? That sounds very corrupting of the children and whatnot. But I did it anyway.
It's like, why, yes. Yes, it is.
It is, but I felt like I was justified in doing it. You know, that little girl wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob. The least I can do is show her how to use a gravity hammer.
Well, unlike you, I don't really have a big family. Up until recently, it was me and my sister, basically, who played video games, and then she had to go off and move to California a few weeks ago, so just me now.
Aw.
I'm sorry.
Oh, she's doing okay. Moved in with her boyfriend, so I mean she's liking it. So I'm happy for her. She seems to be doing fairly well, hopefully. But I have quite a few memories with her, but there are two in particular that really stand out to me. And the first one was when she was playing Left 4 Dead. It might have been Left 4 Dead 2. It was one of the two. I don't remember which one. But she was there playing it. And I decided to be the best brother in the world and make the experience a little bit more real for her.
A little 4D experience.
Oh, yeah. So I found like an old coaxial cable. And it just naturally curled up on itself. And so I just like stalked up behind her, waited until she got attacked by the smoker, and as soon as it grabbed her with its tongue, I threw the cable around her neck.
What the hell? Holy.
Yeah. This story went exactly where I hoped it was going to go, and I love it.
She immediately paused the game, like she screamed to high heavens, paused the game, and just like ran and grabbed the broom and tried to like beat me senseless with it.
She started hitting you with a broom like a 1904 school marm. Jebediah, you get off my porch. Get.
A little bit later, and I don't know exactly what I threw at her, but she got attacked by a boomer, and you know they spit on you, they like vomit, and so I took some like. You didn't
barf on her, did you?
No. I'm not that cruel, but I took like plastic bags or something or another, and I just like threw it on her. She did not appreciate that.
You tried to kill her. That's what you did.
No. Never.
Next thing you know, you're just gonna say that, oh yeah, the witch came up to her, so I just stabbed her.
No, after those two, that was the end of it, because she was giving me very, very strong death glares, and it's like, one more thing, she might have, like, broken my leg or something.
What? Wow. I mean, to be fair, that would be a pretty standard reaction from me. If somebody did that, I'm not gonna lie.
The other one that really stands out isn't as funny, but I do a lot of streaming just on personal channel and whatnot, and I have a really, like, I don't want to say a fetish for it, but like I really enjoy playing really, really bad games.
Oh, I love cringe.
Like, I went out and bought all 3 Burger King games for the 360, and I have started to work through those. I bought myself a copy of Sonic 06, so I can start working through that. But this was a couple years ago. I wound up watching the video on YouTube on Saw the Game, like, based on the Saw movie franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that's going to be good because it's a licensed game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, not all licensed games were bad. I played Cars 2 on the Xbox a couple months ago, and that was actually pretty solid. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Maybe because the movie sucked. so the game had to be good to make up for it.
But yeah, so I actually wound up finding Saw 2 first, just because that's what GameStop had. I still haven't touched that one, but I did eventually find a copy of the first Saw game, and we sat there and just marathon streamed it for like 5 or 6 hours, and it was pretty bad, but it was definitely like an enjoyable bad. Definitely would do it again, honestly. Like, it was just, you look at it and it's just clunky and just looks awful, but I don't know, something about it. Like, I can't quite explain it. It was just a lot of fun, and I think it certainly helped that she was there to watch it with me, but still haven't gotten around to the second one, though. Which is somehow even worse from what I've been told.
Yeah, I mean, it's a horror movie sequel video game. Is there any sequel that's better than the first one for, like, those terrible horror movie franchises? Yeah, the answer is no matter what you say. Like, you can try to correct me, but I'm right.
Well, like, here's the thing. So, like, the first one, like, one of my major complaints about the first one is that they didn't actually use the Saw theme song. The second one does, but the first one, it's just completely gone. Like, it's not there at all.
That's the only good thing about those movies.
It's a random theme.
But, like, for instance, like, the combat in the first one wasn't great. But at least it had combat. The second one basically takes all combat out of the game and replaces it with QuickTime events. But it has the Saw theme, so, you know, trade-off.
Da-na-na. 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 That's all I remember.
I never actually watched the Saw movies, so I can't really relate, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can't either. Yeah, I've read the plots, and I'm just like, you know, if I could get Saw without all the gore and that sort of thing, like, it would be perfect for me.
You will have a 5-minute movie.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, you can't have Saw without the gore, because that's, like, the whole point. I mean, it plays in so tightly with the plot that you can't really have one without the other. But so I just wound up reading it.
I had an ex-boyfriend who maybe watched a Saw movie, and it was just torture porn. And, like, I consider myself a horror aficionado, but that movie, no, it was just an excuse to show off blood and saws killing people. Hey, you ever wonder what happens when someone gets hit in the hammer after they've been frozen?
No,
I don't wonder that. I'm not a sociopath. I don't carry around a death note.
I mean, I would like to carry around a death note, but, like, no, I don't want to visualize that. Thanks. I'll stick to writing a name in a book and them having a heart attack. Thank you. I'll be the common, normal sociopath. Thanks.
Okay, now the common, normal sociopath just listens to Meteora and, like, dyes their hair purple. Let's not say the death notes are normal.
But it's so much angst, it could be considered normal. Okay, it's normal for anime.
Well,
is that better?
Okay, but that's like saying, oh, I mean, he's dead, but he's just alive for a dead person. You know what I mean?
That's fair. Okay, that's really fair.
He's very lively for a corpse.
Are we, like, making him dance and stuff now? Like, that's what's happening? Did I miss something? I gotta stop rubbing up against that paper. There we go.
Jeez. You got any stories for, thanks?
I do, actually.
Okay, let's just, like, turn back time and pretend it's Canadian Thanksgiving. Okay, now you can tell your story.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to tell you a story about Canadian Thanksgiving because it just normally ends with people yelling and screaming at each other because my grandfather's a horrible human being. But that being said...
Wow, we're more similar than we are different. You know what? This is intercontinental unity. We're all more similar than we are different, everyone.
Welcome to Canadian Thanksgiving Clapback. Featuring Tess. But no, I'm actually going to talk about two stories. One that's actually, like, rather dear to me. And one that I have talked about on stream a lot. And the other one I'm actually going to start out with. It's my mother. It has to deal with my mother. My mother, for the love of God, will not admit that she likes video games. Just will not. Ever. I have watched her, since I was a young child, play this fishing game, the Bass Hunter fishing game. If you guys remember that, on the Super Nintendo. She loved it. She liked Mario Kart. She loved Super Mario Galaxy 2. And I think she even played, like, a little bit of Diablo with my stepdad. Now, when I was about 16 years old, Super Mario Galaxy 2 was a thing. My age is really showing here, and I really hate it. Super Mario Galaxy was a thing, and we had a Wii at our house. And my mother had got it for herself, not for the kids, mind you, for herself for Christmas. Whatever, I would go out and I would play at a friend's house. Anyways, she came across Super Mario Galaxy 2, and she was like, oh, this looks like so much fun, I'm gonna play it, whatever. One day I'm sitting in my room, and I hear, Teresa, I need you to come upstairs, and I need you to beat this level for me. Me being the only Advent gamer in the house, I was just like, okay, whatever. I'll go upstairs, and I'll do this one level for her, and that'll be that. Do you guys remember, like, that level with, like, the lava, and you had, like, the rock? And you had to, like, roll on the rock to, like, get to, like, the star or whatever?
I didn't play Galaxy 2.
No, I haven't either.
Sorry about it.
Okay. Well, it might even be Galaxy 1. Again, I'm not the smartest person. I'm also not feeling well, so my memory's probably, crap. But anyways, she wanted me to do this level 4, and I was like, okay, Mom, whatever. I'll do it. I'll get it over with, and then I'll just go back to doing whatever I was doing before. So I sit down, and I take the controls from her, and I'm doing the level, and then I accidentally screw up, and I fall off the rock and into the lava. Without hesitation, my mother swings around and hits me.
Ah!
Like, not fucking like a little, tap. It was a full-on hit.
Oh my god!
Like abuse. And I just sit there and I look at her and I'm holding my arm. She just hits me in the arm and I'm just sitting there. I'm all like, do I need to call child services? And she goes, no, I didn't mean that. I'm so sorry. Please keep doing the level. And I was like, no, Mom, I'm done. I am out.
What the fuck?
So I just give her...
What the flying fuck?
Back, the controls. I give her back the controls and I just walk off. And then she gets really upset and then she's all like, whatever, I'll just play Mario Kart. I get back down in my room and about 30 minutes later, I hear a loud thump on the floor from the upstairs. So I come upstairs and my mother's sitting on the floor with the Wii remote laughing. And she's all like, I tried to turn my Wii remote and I ended up turning it, the wrong way and I turned it too hard and I fell off the couch.
What?
A+ mother, everybody.
Oh my god.
Anyways, needless to say, I went back to school and I told everybody that I have Vietnam War flashbacks due to Super Mario Galaxy 2. Not saying that, Super Mario Galaxy 2 is, equivalent to Vietnam, but it gets everybody going whenever I tell that story. Now, another story I hold near and dear to my heart. It's a little sad. I get really teary-eyed whenever I talk about it. It's, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time isn't my favorite Legend of Zelda game, but it does hold a special little place in my heart. When I was younger, the game came out when I was 6 years old, and my brother and sister were very young, and it was at a time when my parents were still together. And I'm trying not to cry here, because, God forbid, this was supposed to be a fun, happy, segment, but,
Yeah, after we talked about your mother hitting you.
Yeah.
God, this podcast is everything. We have drama, we have comedy, we have child abuse. We're gonna get an Oscar.
It's gonna be so good. But, my dad brought home Ocarina of Time, and it was my first, real introduction into a world of video games where I could ride a horse, and I could, shoot a bow. And at the age of 6, this game was just everything to me. But what made it so special was that my brother, sister, and I would sit down every night and watch my dad play it. And my mom would be in the living room. We would just cheer my dad on. Going through the bosses, trying to find the water temple, getting to the water temple, getting through the water temple. It was like watching a cinematic movie. And just remembering that, this was at a time when my family was at the happiest. Still just, it brings tears to my eyes. And again, I'm trying so hard not to cry. Because it just means so much.
Please cry. We want this Peabody. We're going to get a Peabody. We're going to get an Emmy.
We're not going to get an Emmy for it. We're really, really not.
We're going to get an Oscar, an Emmy. We're just going to get a full EGOT if you start crying and we get this drama on camera.
Oh, God. It's not even camera we're getting it on. First, we're, talking about, abuse from my mother. And mind you, my mother has hardly ever hit me. My mother and I have had our differences, but please do not think my mother as, this horrible, mean person, because she's really not. She's a really lovely lady. Now that I've moved out. But, Oh,
jeez.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, though, she didn't, try to asphyxiate you with a plastic bag or strangle you with a cord.
We're looking at you, Stephen.
Metaphorically, because we can't see you because we're recording on a podcast.
Yeah, no, and the other big reason that The Legend of Zelda holds another little special place in my heart is because my stepdad actually worked to find a Super Nintendo for us so we can play Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo. He helped me work through that game.
Aww.
So A Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time both hold little special places in my heart. And it's really lovely. And that's my little happy memories. And Mom, I'm sorry so much for ratting you out for hitting me, even though I know you didn't mean it.
All 5 of the people that listen to this podcast are going to be so shocked.
Oh my god, a mother hits her daughter. Whatever shall we do? I'm going to actually send this podcast to my mother. I'm going to make her listen all the way through it.
Can we point out that, like, all 3 of us, like, we're supposed to share, like, wonderful, happy memories, and then I shared the story of corrupting a child, and then we had a story about, choking a sister, and then a mom beating a daughter for not beating on Mario. Man, this is some weird psychological stuff that we need to work through, probably.
So, we'll all start therapy together, I guess. It works, I guess.
Over Skype.
Gamnesia theraping. Yes. We'll get Ben to be the therapist.
That'll be our 3rd podcast. We need more podcasts, after all.
Welcome to Gamnesia Therapy with Tessie. Today we're going to be looking at the last Gamnesia After Dark podcast, where we're going to talk about parents, abuse, and domestic violence.
Oops.
I mean, I had a happy story in there, so I guess, like, a sad, happy story, so I guess it evens out.
Yeah, there we go.
It works. It works.
Like I said, we have comedy, but we also have drama. We've got everything you need. Watch more of this podcast. Subscribe. Hit the like button.
Don't forget to donate.
Hi, buddy. Please donate to my Patreon, and then hit like and subscribe. Bye, everyone. Kisses. I hate that.
Oh my god. You sound like every YouTuber out there. I shouldn't say that, but my god.
You're right. They all sound like that.
I am.
I guess on a bit happier note. Well, not so much happy, but I guess more funny. Like, so my parents have been divorced for, oh god, like 15, 16 years now.
Oh, hey, mine too! Actually, the same amount of time. High five, Steven. Woo!
My parents are still together.
Well, aren't you just Mr. fucking Wonder Man over there? Your parents need a divorce like the rest of us, so... Mr. Parents Aren't Divorced elitist. Sorry.
So, like, I used to spend holidays with my dad. He lives in Atlanta. So it's like one of the few times I get to see him. And, like, I'm always happy to see him. And, like, I don't want to sound like an entitled prick, but, like, Christmas with him was never, like, all that great. Just because it'd just be a lot of, like, little things that I don't really care a lot about. Shirts from when he went on vacation. I'm like, great, now I have a shirt from Mexico, which I've never been to. I don't want to sound ungrateful, because, I didn't have to get anything, and, I'm very thankful that he thought of me on those trips and everything. But it just never, like, worked out how I wanted it to work out. Mm-hmm. Despite sending, lists and stuff like, here's things that I would like. A couple years ago, I wound up putting a bunch of video games on it like usual. And this is about the time, I think, my stepsister's then boyfriend was joining our family for Christmas for the first time. So we always do, like, the extended family on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day is just, like, the immediate family. So we were at my aunt's house. Yeah, we're doing present exchanges and whatnot, and I wound up getting a copy of Far Cry 4 on the PlayStation 4, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool. I don't have a PlayStation."
Oh, jeez.
Oh God.
And my stepsister's boyfriend was like, "Oh man, I've heard that's really good." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't have a PlayStation though." It's just immediately it was just like, oh, maybe you weren't supposed to get that now. Maybe you'll be getting one tomorrow. And my stepsister and I just looked at each other and just laughed, because it's like, we know it's not going to happen. Just like we, but on the good thing, like I wound up selling it to my stepbrother for $50, because he wanted it. I think probably what happened was he asked for it, and somehow it wound up with me. So I wound up selling it to him for $50, and then took all the money I had from Christmas, went and bought a PlayStation 4, and then I got a free game with it, and I wound up getting Far Cry 4 anyway.
It's like how the Gift of the Magi should have ended.
So I just thought it was really funny. It's just like, oh yeah, maybe you'll get a PlayStation tomorrow, and we're just like, clearly you haven't been around us ever.
My dad actually bought me, when the GameCube came out, he bought me a GameCube, and then for Christmas he got me the Wind Waker with it. And that was like the best Christmas I've ever, like, I can actually ever remember. I also got like this ridiculous, I was into SpongeBob at the time, and he bought me like all like the little plushies for SpongeBob and Squidward and Sandy, and I remember like going to bed like wrapped up in like a blanket that was just like SpongeBob, and it was the greatest thing ever. But the Wind Waker was definitely like the highlight of that Christmas, like my first Christmas with my dad. And that was really great. I guess like the whole Legend of Zelda series just holds like this really lovely place in my heart. I'm such a sad child.
But it's still very precious.
Which is weird because I really hate the Wind Waker.
Oh, well, okay. Thank you for ruining the story. This heartfelt, wonderful way to like close out your side of the podcast and hear like, but I hated the game.
I mean, I could sit here for hours and talk about why I hate the Wind Waker, but we're not going to do that today. That's a Nintendo podcast for another time.
Yeah, you can write an editorial about it.
Or we can do an episode where we just shit on our least favorite Zelda game.
Oh, can we please do that?
That would be...
So I can finally have my moment to, like, bash Breath of the Wild for, like, 3 hours.
Oh, God. You're gonna try to just kill, like, the golden calf already? Jeez.
Oh, I was ready to kill it a couple months after it came out. I still haven't finished it.
Oh, Steven, why? I mean, we all know that Twilight Princess is the best one, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's up there, yeah.
Well,
I hear nothing from Mark, and that makes me worried.
So, I don't really like the 3D Zeldas, in general.
Okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay, this is a podcast for another time that we need to work on, for sure.
Yes.
And I think this is actually like a good segue to wrap up the day. So, I mean, the podcast, not the day. It's still 4:00 where I am, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we can just end it on a low note with me. Thanks.
We can say a prayer.
No, let's not.
We gotta say a Thanksgiving prayer. We gotta thank the pilgrims.
How about we don't do that? And instead we just say things we're thankful for in the video game.
Okay.
All right.
I'm thankful that Koijima is making Death Stranding, and that Normus Reedus with Fetus is going to be in it, and so is Mad Mikkelsen, because I love Mad Mikkelsen, and he is a treasure, and Hannibal needs season 4.
I'm thankful that Kingdom Hearts 3 is finally coming out, and Smash Brothers Ultimate is coming out soon, and that Overwatch continues to be a wonderful light in my life, because it's a wonderful game.
Oh my god. I also still love Overwatch. I am level, 600 now, so yes, I do love Overwatch very much. Get me out of silver, 2019.
I'm thankful for, just all the developers of the games who put really nice female characters in their games.
Agreed.
Thank you for giving me a nice ass to look at and trying to zoom in on their boobies. I really appreciate it. As a female, I have not tried anything harder, and I've been trying really hard in the new Pokemon game to do that, and it's not working. It really sucks.
The 10-year-old?
What?
Like the new Pokemon game with the...
No, they have, nice looking females in the Pokemon, in, Pokemon Let's Go, and I can't zoom in. There's, one that wears, a showing off her boobies type dress, and I've been trying to, zoom in. Anyways, this isn't a conversation for this podcast, Mark. I'll
Right. I think that when we say nice female characters, we're talking about, empowerment.
Oh.
And...
Oh, you mean strong, successful. Oh.
You don't know me that well, do you?
Oh, mother. I'm gay. I don't know anything about boobs. I'm here thinking Princess Peach is, like, wonderful and stuff, and here you are talking about the way her body's shaped. Thanks.
No, seriously though, like I'm just thankful for all the devs who just put all their time and effort into making games that we can all enjoy. I mean, it's certainly a lot of work, and I feel a lot of people don't credit you guys enough.
You guys do the best work,
especially Rockstar.
Oh yeah, Rockstar.
That just to create and shape these vast worlds and stories and characters that have shaped all of our lives in one way or another, and it's a very magical thing you guys have done.
We praise you, and we love you.
You go, boys. Get her done.
Oh, and there's one more thing I'm also thankful for. I'm thankful for the listeners of this podcast. Without you guys, we would be nothing. Rate, comment, and subscribe!
Like, comment, subscribe! Support my Patreon!
But seriously, without you guys, like, coming in every day to the streams, to our articles, commenting on our stuff, like, without you, we're nothing.
Yeah.
And we love you guys, like, a lot. And we love interacting with you. Each and every one of you, sometimes, depending on the person, but we love you guys. You know who you are.
But don't worry, you're one of the good ones, listener.
We love you. Stay afterwards for special bonus content of us praising you.
It's nice ASMR. You're wonderful. You're amazing. Now here's me clicking my fingernails against a cup. Okay, I was banging against a cup with my nails. It's not like it's not going to make a sound.
Oh my god. Go see a doctor.
We're coming up on that time of year where family is very important. And yeah, as Tess was saying, you guys are all part of the Gamnesia family. I mean, all of us on staff, whether you simply come in and click for an article or two every now and then, or if you're a regular and enjoy our Facebook content and streams and the various podcasts we do, like, all of you are very important to us and allow us to do this day in and day out. We couldn't be more appreciative of the support.
We love you guys, and we really appreciate every single one of you. And we wish you all success in your futures, regardless of what you do. I don't know why I said that. I don't know why. They're suddenly just all, you guys are all just, we're doing great, guys. And, like, we're losing the company, and this is it. And I'm just wishing you all the best. I'm so sorry.
Yes, please don't go.
Yeah, always makes my heart sore whenever I see comments on articles. Not to sound cheesy, but it's really nice just seeing this discussion.
I personally like enjoying, like, watching, like, as soon as, like, an article goes up, I immediately go and I just constantly refresh to see, like, what people are gonna say, and it gives me all the warm fuzzies in the world to watch all the comments pour in. It's just so much fun. And I'm not even a writer. I wrote, like, if you haven't read it, go read it. I wrote the Call of Cthulhu article, review, not too long ago, and it just went up on the 14th. Go look at it. I want you guys' opinion on what you guys thought of the game. If you haven't played it, if you guys know Lovecraft, I'm a huge Lovecraft fan. So go look, go read.
All right.
I guess if you guys are present on social media,
yes,
and want to follow any of us, I can be found on Twitter at RedRollinsYum.
I can be found at Tessie Rousseau.
And I can be found at Mark Ryan Kelly, all one word.
Mine's also all one word as well. God, I can't speak.
Well, don't worry, we're only doing a podcast, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, why would it matter at all?
Well, with that, we'd like to wish all of you listening in the United States and around the world a very happy Thanksgiving.
Happy past Canada Thanksgiving, but happy American Thanksgiving as well, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving, and just in case it gets a little late, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Oh yeah, if I don't join either, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, guys.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.